Hello and welcome to another one of our product review and unboxing videos, and today we're going to be looking at a 5-tier zigzag corner shelf, and we bought it to go in that corner there. It's around £20 at the time of shooting this video on Amazon, and we may do this video in two parts, and by that I mean we'll do the unboxing and see what's in the box here.
So that's the model number.
And we'll then obviously have it assembled to show you what it looks like, because obviously if you're watching this video you probably want to buy one.
LBC20WT bookcase, and that's a company
VASAGLE.
Be careful how you say that.
By Song Mics.
Amazon, £20, came within a couple of days.
Yeah, I don't think we're pronouncing that 100%, but you
came by raw mail, track 20 days.
We'll do our best.
I'm saying 20 days, 2 days.
So so we ordered it from Amazon, and sometimes Amazon items come via raw mail, which is fine. Third-party seller. It's been delivered and it's good service.
Decent box. Okay, so that is basically what we've bought. Is that?
Okay, do you want to have a look inside the book? Because if you are thinking about buying this, you want to make sure it's easy to put together. So there's obviously a lot of constituent parts and multiples of them.
I think that's fairly self-explanatory.
And it just tells you, and so it looks like it all screws together.
Tells you what you need, etc.
So okay, so it's basically like an IKEA type thing, where it's all flat pack, which would make sense for the box size.
It's just repetition, right?
Okay, so let's have a
decent. Looks fairly decent book.
Okay.
Good signs already, well packaged.
Yeah.
Yeah, looks
good
finish.
So what sort of finishes has it got? It's got like a white,
so it's a white,
sort of a satin laminate type finish. It's got,
I noticed straight away that the shelves are labelled with B, etc. B, so they're all labelled up. So I guess when we get to instructions, that's going to be quite helpful. D, so.
Okay, so it's going to be easy to put together.
And they're in, when you're taking it out, I noticed straight away, bear that in mind. When you're taking it out, keep them in the piles they're coming out in. I don't know if that will be relevant at the moment. They seem to be spaced, and A, C, F, so it's all there, so you know what to put together. Right, that's the box empty.
Okay.
So, well packaged as you can see, which is unusual.
Yeah, considering what it is and the price, it's very well packaged.
Now, normally it's the fixings that let them down. So let's have a look at what sort of quality these are.
They look fairly decent, and they are quite long.
Yeah, they're fairly good.
So let's look at the heads of them. So they're a posi drive or Phillips head, and you will need a fairly large screwdriver for that.
Advice: if you haven't got the correct posi drive, get it. Take one into a hardware shop with you and get it. Otherwise, you'll end up rounding these off.
Or just buy screwdrivers basically for future projects.
Yeah.
It's always probably the best thing to.
These are all labelled up as well. H, I.
So what else have we got included? We've got ball plugs and screws.
If you need them.
And screw caps.
Now, it's unfortunate that.
Yeah. So just looking for something at the moment. Sorry about that. So yeah, as you can get all the different bits, nice finish, all the fixings, instructions. So it looks good so far.
Now look. Generally, when you buy something that needs to go into the wall, they presume you're putting it onto a brick wall.
Yeah.
Right. So that's for a brick wall. Okay. Here, I'm going to bring it up. We've got plasterboard. So you need to buy or get hold of plasterboard fixings. The best ones are these, and I think Shearing or something like that, I can't remember, but they're Tool Station or Screwfix sell them. Plasterboard fixings. Don't attempt to use these in plasterboard, they won't work, they'll fall off. So you need something like that, and these just screw in as well.
You screw in with like a screwdriver, and then you screw the screw into that.
There's no drilling a hole, you just literally screw these in and you screw through them. So really good. So plasterboard, you'll need them, those are not sufficient. Right, so in a little bit I'm going to assemble this. I'm going to put it on the wall. We might even show you how the plasterboard screw fixings go in. That might be useful for you.
Another important thing to mention with this is we're not going to have a ton of weight on it, even though it is on the plasterboard wall. I guess without they expect it to be put on a masonry. But the other thing you may run into is the walls may not be square.
Yeah.
In your property, so you will have to. Just one of those things. But
well, we'll look at that. I mean, if you know, sometimes you try and get it level, but
as long as it looks nice, that's the main thing.
You can always pack it out with spacers and things, but it depends how picky you are, really.
Yeah,
anyway,
exactly.
This is part one. We'll be back with part two when we've assembled it, and I'll go through how easy it was to assemble, etc. And then it'll be positioned on the wall the next time you see this video.
So,
but overall, it looks promising.
So if you're thinking about buying it, you can see what it looks like in a normal home and get an idea whether it'd be suitable for you.
This is not my dinner on the front here. I've been doing mastic and decorating.
Decorating stuff, yeah.
Okay, thanks for watching, and if you could help us along a bit, please subscribe. Thank you.
Hello, and welcome back to part two of the video. As you can see, it's assembled. It didn't take too long.
So, good quality screws. Yeah.
Is that a spare one?
It's a spare one, which is good. What I thought we'd do is we just do a video so you can see it assembled. B, B, B.
So how tall are you? You're about
6 foot something.
6 foot. So that's just showing how tall it is.
There's A there, and this might give somebody a clue.
So there's 3 fixings on the back that go onto the wall.
Now, important thing, you'll see there that on the back it's just a hole drilled. This bit here is countersunk, what we call countersunk. Yeah. And that's basically so when you put the screw in, it disappears. You can see it.
Yeah.
Let me just show that. That needs to be facing you when you assemble it. That isn't clear on the instructions. The other thing I would say to you, do not be tempted to use a drill. Just use
drill
a hand,
driver,
because
electric screwdriver.
It goes too fast and it will round these screws off. Just use a posse head screwdriver. You might find, as we did, this is something else, that is quite tight to get in there. You can do it, so you need one of these, and you can get a little stubby screwdriver. If you haven't got one, this might be handy for you to have. Now, they are supplied with screw caps. Those little ones there for these screws, but these, now, there's enough so you can only see the top screws. So don't put them everywhere. Put your shelf up, just put them in the screws you can see. Because if you go put them underneath, you won't have enough.
They fit in the top of those screws. And
just like that, yeah.
So it smartens it up a bit.
Yeah, basically. Now, this is how I hung mine up. So I put it where I wanted it. You can see I've already put one of these in there. And walls are never level, especially in the old house. I trust the old spirit level. And basically, I sort of got this level there as best as I could. And then what I did is I held it in place, put that in, and knocked the screw in to make a hole. There's 3 fixing points. I did it with this one here and that one there, and we are using plasterboard fixings. So now I know where it needs to go. This is how you put these in. And we use the aluminium ones because they're good. So these are for plasterboard. You get your hole. This is how easy it is. And they're quite substantial, these. Used them for years. You get a box of these, and probably most people, it'll last you a lifetime.
You do get screws included with them, but obviously in this case we're not using the included screws.
Yeah, if I'm honest, I've used them for something else. But we will use the screws supplied.
Try and get a shot of that, just to show you how easy it is to go on. So it doesn't take a minute to put it on.
Providing I can.
So that's what it looks like.
And I would strongly recommend that you use just hand screwdrivers for all of this. Because in the past, I've been there where I've used a, I'll speed things up. And to be honest, it doesn't, because you end up rounding stuff off. Now the reason I bought this as well is that I checked out the reviews, and the reviews are quite good. The only sort of quality that I can align this with and be comparable is IKEA in the quality of the finish.
Actually, the metal screws that go between the parts are much like IKEA's.
Right, now as you can see, I haven't touched this wall, but it's not straight, so that is life.
That is how it is.
So we've got these, haven't we? So let's just do one shelf because I don't want to bore you.
Yeah.
Even these pushing fixings are real good quality. They go in and they stay in. They've also provided these for the little screws, which go there. Oh, that's disappointing.
They should just push in there, shouldn't they? Is it because the screws in there too much? Oh, we put something in there instead. They separate pack, weren't they? Four of them. Actually, it should be just 3 of them for that, shouldn't there?
It's just got a dodgy one. Yeah.
Oh,
No.
okay.
Right, so solution with that, because I want to tidy them up, is a bit of caulk. Decorates caulk or a little bit of silicone just to stick them in with. That's
Or
what
a bit of glue on the end of it,
glue,
and then put something against it. That's whatever you feel like the best
let's
thing to
give
do.
it a fair.
Just bring it out a little bit. It might be in there too much, mightn't it?
If that's, I mean, it shouldn't be, but okay. So if they don't go on, they're in too much. Simple as that.
So if you have that problem, it's an easy fix.
So they need to be level with the what I know as melamine.
Right, okay.
Right, so I would say for 20 quid, delivered, remember that's delivered.
Delivered by Royal Mail in our case. It may not be in yours, but it probably will be.
Quality of components, first class. Shelving and finish, excellent.
So the finish is, just get closer to the finish. The finish is almost
Well, it's
almost like a
smooth steel,
smooth
chipboard.
satin, yeah.
Yeah, it's nice.
It's
nice
got like
finish.
a laminate,
yeah,
veneer type thing.
The fact the walls aren't straight isn't the manufacturer's fault.
Does it look like it's dead on then? That's okay. Yeah, there's not much.
Yeah.
The gaps are roughly the same. So
I mean, we could pull it in all sorts if we wanted
yeah,
to.
we're not gonna do that. Nah.
If you wanted to get that level there, you'd have to pad that out there, and it's just not worth it.
I think it looks okay.
The
So if you are thinking about buying one of these, then we hope our video is helpful to you.
How secure is it? Feels very secure.
So how many shelves you got on it? You've got
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
got 5 actual shelves.
And you can. So I've got a right-hand corner here, but if you wanted it, you had a left-hand corner the other side of the room. Just turn it upside down. So it does left, which is important as well. Left and right corners.
Yes, you just flip
So
it.
I could have turned this upside down and stitched onto this wall, I suppose, if I'd wanted to. So to have a spare one there.
Might just be a spare one they've included in case you bust one.
So they do give you a spare screw, they do give you a spare cap, and a couple of spare of them, and they give you 3 raw plugs, which you will only need if you're going into a brick wall.
And obviously with that you're going to need a masonry drill bit, aren't
I'm
you?
just trying to see if it is
Does it say what drill bits you need?
size.
What about the English instructions? No, that's all foreign.
Is there any?
Yeah. It's in here, look. No, that's French. It must be on the first page. Try the first page. There must be English instructions. Everything else. There we go. EN. What does it say?
I buy 2 adults apparently. You're supposed to put some with. I guess so when it's 7 and 4 and bash you on the end.
Okay. Well, let's wrap the video up then.
So I reckon a size 6 mason drill bit if you're going into brick wall. Otherwise, get some plasterboard fixings, order them in, screw fix, tool station, and make sure you've got screwed on.
If your home is new build, the chances are the walls are probably going to be plasterboard.
Hang on. That's plasterboard. I'll be careful I knock here. That's brick.
Yeah. There's a bit of resonance with the plasterboard.
Yeah. Just remember, watch for your copper pipes.
Oh yeah, that's
and the
everything.
electrical wires. So,
We know for a fact there's nothing in there.
right, so you might, and depending on how much DIY you're going to do, get yourself a thing called a stud detector. It's one of those tools you might use very now and then. It'll save you a lot of money, a lot of time, a lot of inconvenience, and it's something you should probably have in your toolbox anyway. You just run it along and it'll tell you if there's something there, which is quite good. It'll also tell you if you've got stud work where you can screw into.
Because you could go straight, screw straight through that into the stud through the plasterboard.
Yeah, depending where you want to put it.
But I wouldn't afford that.
Anyway, once again, I hope this helps you decide whether to buy one of these. We bought it because it's space saving. And I guess you can put some plants on there and things, make it look pretty.
Yeah.
Space saving. The reviews were good off Amazon, but I guess other people do.
We got this in a bedroom, but I mean, you can put it in other places, can't you?
Yeah, and I know for a fact that if you wanted to, before putting your caps on, you could paint this. I could paint it. This stuff will take a coat of paint. Probably use some very fine sandpaper.
Give it a key, yeah.
Key, P240 sheet of this. This is for a sanding machine basically, and you could give it a lick of paint and it'd stay on there as long as you don't abuse it too much. Anyway, thanks once again for watching. If you like what you've seen, why not support us and subscribe and help us along the way a bit. Thanks very much.